This is Paul.
Hi, this is Karen. I believe you are the Executive Director and CEO of the National Stock Show.
You're close. I'm the President and CEO, so yes, but nice to meet you, Karen.
Okay, so you're located in Denver. You want to tell me a little bit and the rest of the country about what the National Stock Show is first?
Yeah, so we are the National Western Stock Show and Complex. So during January, we host the National Western Stock Show and draw more than 700,000 people to our site for a 16-day show. That 16-day show, Karen, has nearly 30 rodeo performances. It has about 12 horse show performances, 900 trade show booth spaces, and the Super Bowl of livestock shows with nearly 15,000 head of livestock on site during our 16-day show.
And fortunately for you, it came before the virus hit.
Yes, no question. That was a real blessing for us because that's the majority of our revenue in the year comes in that month. And then the remainder of the year, we operate the complex, and the complex has, so that would be February to December, the complex has about 250 events a year, and we have two arenas that we operate. One of them seats about 6,500. The other one seats 4,500. So you're going to have horse shows in one of them the majority of the year in a typical year. And the other one's going to have everything from concerts to monster truck rallies to, just anything and everything we can fill those spaces with.
Okay.
The final building we manage, just so you have a full picture, is an Expo Hall. So we have two arenas and we have an Expo Hall. The Expo Hall is approximately 225,000 square feet on 3 levels. And we do every week of the year, that's our most active building, we have an event in here. And that could range from the home and garden show to the the coin show is in here for several weeks. Those sort of consumer trade shows are booked throughout the year. So with that, you have a picture of what we do.
You do a lot. Okay, so obviously these are not good times. So you want to tell us what's going on now?
Yeah, so obviously the complex has been shut down since, March, we'll say, due to the social distancing rules in place here in Colorado. And the city asked us, about that same time, if we would consider making our Expo Hall a shelter for those experiencing homelessness. So we discussed that with them. They're partners with us on a development that we're doing with them called the National Western Center, which is redoing all of our buildings on site. And Denver's obviously a big partner, and Denver's been our partner since 1906. We've been having the show, the stock show, since 1906. So certainly we wanted to step forward and help. And so we are today, we have basically given the keys of the Expo Hall over to Denver, and they are sheltering about 720 men a night in our Expo Hall so that they could provide them the social distancing needed for them to have a place to sleep.
Okay, so what are your plans for the immediate future?
Immediate defined as?
Well, depending on who you ask, this virus isn't going to go anywhere for quite a while. There's been major fairs throughout the country that have canceled. The Stock Show in Calgary canceled. The California State Fair comes to mind. And there's other ones that are canceling. There's a ton of them. So What do you think is going to happen? What are your plans for? Are you going to keep sheltering these people?
Well, we've signed a contract through the month of May, and so we will reevaluate the contract, usually 2 weeks before the end of the month. So mid-May, I will begin discussing with city leadership and certainly looking at the policies that the government puts out in Colorado and make a decision if we should extend through June. Because as of today, I can't host any events here anyway. Mm-hmm. So as long as I can't host events here, it wouldn't make sense to not allow the homeless shelter to continue, because that would just kind of be I guess, I don't know how to describe where if you have a facility that's not being used and you can help society, why you wouldn't use it. So we can't use it today because of the social distancing rules. So we'll see if the city need at the end of May is still there, and if the social distancing rules continue, then we'll make the appropriate decision at that time.
How far out have your shows been canceled for the complex?
We've canceled at least the Expo Hall through June, which is where the homeless shelter is. Our horse shows have not been canceled yet through June, so because we think if the social distancing rules are 6 feet between people and no group of more than 50 in a particular area, our horse shows, which are just people competing against each other in a huge arena with no spectators, it would be probably okay to do those, because they won't have any spectators in seats. All they do is show their horses, and they would have 6 feet of distance between each other. So we're looking at that and making sure that qualifies based on what the state of Colorado and the mayor of Denver will allow. So we have not canceled through June yet in the horse shows, but everything else has.
And the horse shows are held again where and when? Yeah,
they're held in the event center. And the event center is a large 4,500 seat building. And for horse shows, there's no spectators. So you just have competitors in there. And if we can meet the social distancing rules that are in place in Colorado, then we will do horse shows. If we can't meet those, then we will not do horse shows. So it really just depends on what the rules are, and as of today, we don't have any horse shows in May.
Okay. The National Stock Show is one of the biggest stock shows in the country. Is that not right?
It is the Super Bowl of stock shows, yes. So it is the place where the most national breed associations host their world show of any show in the world. And yes, we're monitoring January very closely. We're optimistic that the government will have a solution to this virus in time for us. And again, we're optimistic. We're crossing our fingers, but we're optimistic that maybe in the fall something will come of light that encourages people to want to get out of their house again by January.
There's been so many things canceled. I just updated and was talking to a bunch of fairs in Maine. A lot of the Maine fairs have canceled to 2021. Of course, concerts have canceled to 2021. So we've been posting the dates, but it is a concern, and I feel really badly for the vendors and the entertainers that are involved in these things. Some of these vendors and concessionaires, they're having a very hard time.
Well, yeah, certainly us venue owners are having a very hard time. We're bleeding cash every month because we have no revenue coming in. And when you don't have any revenue coming in, you still are paying a staff because you know you're going to need that staff. You can't lay everyone off and then all of a sudden come back. That doesn't happen in the world I live in. So, You need to try to weather the storm with your reserves, and we're trying to do that, but obviously reserves don't last forever.
Okay, so how do these shelter-in-place men find your facility? Is it pretty well known around town, do you think?
Is it known around town that the shelter-in-place requirements do not allow us to operate our facilities?
I mean, has the word been spread and put out pretty much so that homeless people know that this is available to them now?
Yeah, the Denver Rescue Mission is running this complex for us. They are managing the homeless population at the complex, and again, it's 720 men. Yes, they have made it very clear at all the locations downtown in Denver that normally these people are staying at, that those locations are not where they're to stay. They are shuttling them up here, and you know, people know that this is their place right now. Yes.
Do you know where they're putting the women by any chance?
Yes, they are putting them in the Denver Coliseum.
All right. Well, I think we've pretty much covered this. I really feel for you, and I feel for all the county fairs and state fairs throughout the country. I suspect a bunch more of the state fairs will be canceling. Seems to be the way that it's going. Hopefully you'll be able to run in January. And that being said, so if I have some vendors who are interested in going to the stock show, how do they get information on that?
They just go to nationalwestern.com, and again, we're not we're not like Houston or some of those others that put music with their rodeo. We're 30 rodeos that are rodeos. So we don't really have any need for entertainers, but we do have an application for trade show booth spaces, and if they look on nationalwestern.com, they can certainly apply through there for a trade show booth space. I know where we're at in May, and I know where we're at in June, and you know, we'll make it through, and we're optimistic that stock show is going to be running this January.
So how long have you been president?
10 years.
Ooh, you're an old fellow.
I know it, and before that I was 20 years as the head of business operations for the Denver Nuggets and Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was fun, stressful, but fun. You know, is what it is.
Yes, all of this stuff can be stressful, especially right now.
No doubt, just due to the fear that is out there in the community, and we understand that. So.
Okay, well, good luck. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.